AfriLabs, in collaboration with African Business Angels Network, has officially launched Catalytic Africa, which is a co-matching fund which is designed for African startups at the AfriLabs Annual Gathering. This co-matching investment is designed to fund African startups with innovative digital solutions and measurable impact. Now, the platform will increase the investments made by angel investors in African startups, as well as present reliable ecosystem data and insights to impact reporting for all stakeholders. Well, let's take this apart further with Fadila Chumba. She's the Secretary General of the African Business Angels Network. Great to have you with us on the show today, Fadila. Now, of course, this platform is meant to bring together African startups as well as innovation hubs, angel investors and their networks. And its basic aim is to make the whole process of engaging, vetting and fundraising easier going forward. Can you explain to us how so?
Thank you very much for having me today. Essentially, AfriLab, which is the largest network of hubs in the continent, and ABAN, which is also the largest network of angel network and angel investors on the continent, have decided to come together to better create a bridge, right, as stakeholders that are very relevant within the African ecosystem. And essentially, what we have noticed over the past few years is that early stage investing has been one of the core, right? The core means through which we believe startup can actually obtain the necessary funding as well as capacity building skills in order for them to grow their businesses. And Catalytic Africa is pretty much the solution to bringing all these stakeholders that are very vital in making sure that the African startup ecosystem can actually grow and be more solid in delivering results that we always want to see.
Now, of course, the pilot phase launched in May this year. 6 months later, give us an update on the progress you've seen and the progress made in that area.
Well, we run the pilot with 2 different countries that has completely different legal framework, and which was Cameroon and Nigeria. And with these 2 countries, there were 3 stakeholders involved per country. In Cameroon, we had the Angel Network, we had the Innovation Hub, and we had the startup. For Nigeria, we did the same, having the Angel Network, the startup, and the Innovation Hub. And from this pilot, what we have noticed is that we're able to run the workflow and to also find new efficiencies, but most importantly, kind of cut down on all the obstacles that these startups, Innovation Hub, and Angel Network always find difficult in funding these early stage businesses. And as we grow, we know that this solution that we're putting on the table would really allow African startup, innovation hubs, angel investors, and angel network joining the platform to apply for matching fund, experiencing a very seamless, right, holistic, but also meaningful experience without the usual setback that comes with applying for fundings, especially at this early stage of the businesses.
Well, I am curious to know, what did this pilot phase reveal about Africa's startup ecosystems, their challenges, their strengths, in terms of data about the funding available for them?
I have to be quite clear with you. We're really talking about early stage investing in Africa, which has been is a very new sector that, however, has been emerging and proving that is the actors, especially the angel investors, are very essential in this whole ecosystem. And so far, we as ABAN, we can record at least thousands of dollars that have been invested by angel investors in startup. But through this test and pilot and the process, the workflows, and the engagement that we have had with multiple stakeholders, we actually realized that the gap is even more larger than we would have imagined. Listen, we're talking about 54 countries in Africa, and Catalytic Africa is actually there to serve the whole continent. And we might be talking about billions that will be financing those early stage businesses. So at that level, we know that through ABAN and Catalytic Africa, we'll be able to close that funding gap. And we're happy that we have been able to consolidate all our angel investors and angel network across the continent. But most importantly, we're also seeing the other link that is being covered by AfriLabs, which is in charge of making sure that the hubs do actually get the right capacity building that they need in order to further strengthen those early stage businesses that are emerging within the continent. And we see that with the work that we're doing with AfriLabs, we know that all the stakeholders involved, the innovation hubs, the angel investors, and the angel network, who will be able to close the funding gap, number one, and also the skill gap that are very important in building those startups from a very early stage to the growth stage, and of course, expansion across the continent and outside of the continent.
Well, Fadila, we'll certainly keep a close eye on your progress. Many thanks for joining us on today's show. Of course, that's Fadila Chumba. She's the Secretary General of African Business Angels Network.